Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Saiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudre Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Moham Karoti Vacharam Bhangam Nandayate Kripatam Vande Shri Gurun Ramananda Shri Chaitanya Ishvara Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Rayena Alpaishu Sabhya Kalo Hasmin Vigejana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagyo Padvita. Reading from Welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavat Purana. We'll start session now. We'll start the session. Canto 11, Chapter 2, text number 52. Maharaj Nimi meets the 9 Yogendras. Na yasya swa parayiti viteshvatmani va vida sarva bhuta sama santa shanta savai bhagavatottama. Na, there is not, yasya of whom, swa para iti mind, and someone else, viteshu about his property, atmani about his body, va vida by thinking in terms of duality, sarva bhuta to all living beings, sama equal, shanta peaceful, sahi why indeed, bhagavatottama the best of the devotees. Translation purport given by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When a devotee gives up the selfish conception by which one thinks that this is my property and that is his, and he is no longer concerned with the pleasure of his own material body, or indifferent to the discomforts of others, he becomes fully peaceful and satisfied. He considers himself simply one among all the living beings who are equally part and parcel of Supreme Personality of God. Such a satisfied Vaishnava is considered to be the highest standard of devotional service. Purport: this division described by phrase Sarvabhuta Samaha, seeing all living entities equally, does not include one's vision of Supreme Personality of God. In this connection, Srila Madhvacharya is quoted from the Harivamsha as follows: Na kopi jivam vishnutve samshruto moksha evacha. Under no circumstance should one consider the living entity equal to Lord Vishnu, entire in conditional life or in liberation. The impersonal speculative philosophers are fond of imagining that although in our present illusion we appear to be individual entities at liberation, we should all merge into God and be God. Such wishful thinkers cannot reasonably explain how the omnipotent God could arrive at the embarrassing position of having to enter a yoga studio, pay weekly fees, press his nose and chant mantras to regain his divinity. As stated in the Vedas, Nityo Nityonam Chetana Chetanam Eko Bahunam Vidadati Kaman. The individuality or plurality of living entities is not a product of material existence. The word Nityanam, denoting the plurality of eternal entities, clearly indicates that the living entities are eternally individual parts and parcels of the Lord, who is singular unique entity described here as Eka. In Bhagavad Gita 1:1, 121, Arjuna said to Krishna, Ratam Stapaya Me Achyuta. My dear Achyuta, please place my chariot between the armies. The body is also Ratha, a vehicle, and therefore the best policy is to request the infallible or take charge of our conditioned body and guide us on the path of back to the kingdom of God. So in this verse, the Navayogendras, one of the Navayogendras tries to explain about a devotee who is free from selfish motive and is also free from bodily conception of life. So a devotee who has highest standard of devotional service, the qualities of a topmost devotee, or the satisfied Vaishnava. The satisfied Vaishnava never be a selfish centered. He will always be selfless. Whatever activities he does, it will be around, it will be always soul centered activities or selfless activities, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Krishna will be the center of all activities. And he will always treat all other living entities as equal, and he will not have any differentiation between the living entities across the globe. So since he knows that Krishna is Ekoha Bahunam Vidadati Kama, Nityonam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kama. It means, it states that in Shastras, in Vedas, that Nityonam Chetanos Nam. So we are so many living entities, 84 lakhs of living entities, and there is only Eko Bahunam Vidadati Kama. There is only one Lord who maintains, controls, manages, governs, creates, and all these 84 lakhs of living entities. Is the only one person, Eko Bahunam Vidadati Kama. And we are so many, we are innumerable, cannot count. Innumerable living entities are controlled by just only one person, Supreme Personality. So the standard devotee or the satisfied devotee knows very well and understands very well that Krishna is the only Bhagavan, is the only person who can maintain everyone. So the aspect we have to, the concept we have to understand is that if we serve the Supreme Personality of God, or if we treat all the living beings equal, as we have discussed, as we have studied in Bhagavad Gita, that Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Sunichaiva Swapaketa Pandita Samadarshana. So a standard devotee or a satisfied devotee or a Bhagavatottama, can say. Bhagavatottama means who is Uttam in all Bhagavatams, who is Uttam in all, among all Bhagavatams. That sort of that particular devotee knows that in everybody's heart there is a Paramatma living, residing there. Yantrani Rodaya. Sarvabhutanam, he is living in all living entities. Krishna is living in all living, residing in all the living entities as Paramatma. So he treats everybody as equal. Under no circumstance should one consider, and also he knows that there is nobody equal to Krishna, and there is nobody is greater than Krishna. Like how in a thread all the pearls are there, so if you just cut the thread, all the pearls will fall down. So the pearls are staying in the same thread because the thread is there, because that particular thread is there. That is why they are staying along with the thread. So the thread is the base for everything, and it is the Adhar. So it is this the ultimate support for all the pearls. If thread is cut, then all pearls will fall down. They cannot stay together. Similarly, the Krishna is like a thread, and all other pearls are all the living entities who are sliding on the lotus feet of the Lord, or who are depending on the lotus feet of the Lord. So that means um, Shrut Shrutayane Manigani Eva. Manigana Eva. That sloka comes where everybody is depending on Krishna only. Nobody is independent. If at all one tries to understand that he is independent, then his whole devotional service will get ruined. So it is, that means he is digging his own, he is digging the land for his own death or something like that. So everybody should depend on him, because Krishna is the omnipotent, omniscient, sarvavyapi, is everywhere, and there is no place where Krishna is not there. So everybody must depend, everybody must slant on the Supreme Personality, on the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Got it. So the gnanis who always meditate on the form of Paramatma inside the heart, and the yogis always meditate on the form of the Lord who is residing in everybody's, who is residing in his heart. So the dhyanis or the yogis always contemplate on the form of the Paramatma who is residing in everybody's heart, and the gnanis always tries to liberate from this material bondage, and they wants to get merged into the form of the Lord. But a devotee who has a very clear-cut idea and is got a very good clarity about the features of Supreme Personality of Godhead, that Krishna is Ishvara Sarvabhutanam, Krishna is Ishvara, is Sachitananda Rupa. So he is eternal, he is full of knowledge, he is full of bliss. He knows that very well, as we quote from Brahma Samhita, that as Brahma quoted that Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakana. He is the cause of all causes. So it's just like this. We can see it's very simply that in a village there is a Brahmana, there is a normal person, very pious person. He was serving his boss or owner, and when he one day when he saw that but in his mind that his owner is ultimate for everything, for everyone also. That's what his illusion is. So he saw one day that his owner was serving the chief of that particular village. He saw in one gathering. So, and then he thought, no, so that the person who is chief of this village, he is only ultimate for everyone. So let me go and work under him. So he went to that particular person and he was working. And that particular chief in that village, he saw one day that he was subordinate to the constituency of that the representative. So then he wants the main idea of that particular person is he wants to work under the superior person, very superior person. So again he shifted to that legislative representative's house, and there he worked under him. So that legislative assembly saw that he was working under his superior, the chief of the state, and he went and worked under that chief of the state. And one day when he saw that this particular person, who is the chief of the state, was working under the prime minister, and so he wants to work under the prime minister, and he went there, approached there, and he was working under the prime minister, and that particular prime minister was worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his own house. He saw this and came to the conclusion and considered, and he analyzed that the whole cosmic creation is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Then he started serving Supreme Personality of Godhead. He started worshipping. He started chanting the holy names of the Lord. Then he came to the conclusion that he is the absolute truth. He is Param Satyam, Dhimahe. He is the person who is residing in Goloka Vrindavana, which is the topmost topmost planet among the Vaikuntha Lokas. So, like this, the satisfied Vaishnava will try to see all the living entities equally. So the best way to approach Achyuta means to fall down. Achyuta means he will never fall down. So the best way to offer praise to Achyuta is, please take this conditioned soul who is suffering very miserably in this material world. So better this infallible, better I should, please my dear infallible Lord, please take charge of me. I'm most conditioned soul, and guide us on the path to go to the kingdom of God, to go to your kingdom. So the word Achyuta means infallible, or one who never falls. So the learned or sane human beings will not certainly silly notion that the omnipotent, omniscient God has slipped and fallen because of Maya. No amount of wishful thinking can erase our eternal servitorship on the lotus feet of the Lord. So in Varaha Purana it says that Naivam Tvayanumantavyam Jivatmaham iti Kwachi